I owe you a big debt of gratitude because you sent me that Szechuan sauce so many moons ago. And we were in town and I wanted to cook with you a little bit.
That would be amazing.
Well, I heard that your favorite food is spinach quiche. I thought we whipped together a quiche.
I need an apron, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Not Babish, where this week we'll be taking a look at the quiche from Being With Babish, which we sort of missed telling you about in the video. In the Being With Babish video, we used Gruyere, Fontina, and cheddar, but this recipe, we're going to use Gouda, Swiss, mozzarella, and feta. We're going to go ahead and grate those and make sure they're cold. I put them in the freezer for 15 minutes to firm them up. Make sure to test the cheese, for science. Next, we'll be beating 6 eggs. And yes, my one-handed egg game is still on point. We're also going to add some fresh ground pepper and some salt, but actually no. We want to avoid the salt so that we don't make the eggs too runny. We're also adding a few sprigs of fresh thyme, pulling down the stem to remove the leaves. Now let's mix it up to let those flavors get to know each other. Before forgetting, we need to add about a half a cup of whole milk. Make sure to beat the mixture until your whisk completely falls apart. I guess that's what I get for not owning a tiny whisk. As an homage to the hundreds of you commenting about crying from onions, we're going to grate half an onion and then realize that takes too long, so introducing Tiny Food Processor. We'll cut the onions up to make it easier to fit, processing them to a fine shred and covering them in a few paper towels to soak up any excess moisture. Next, we're adding some green onions to give it a little more punch, but not before inexplicably using a paring knife to chop off the ends before returning to our normal knife. Using the flat edge, press them down to separate the rings. And now my favorite part. I'm adding 3 half-cut slices of thick bacon using a saucepan lid to keep them flat, but I need something to hold it down. Oh, that'll do. After deciding not to ruin good whiskey, I held it down with an oven mitt. We're letting them cook long enough to be solid but not crispy. I want the flavor, but not a sandy, gritty texture. We're going to dice our bacon slices into about 1/4 inch squares. Next up, we're going to gather our spinach and chop it up into smaller pieces. Then we're going to grab our prepared dough that I left in the freezer too long to firm up, so we're going to let that thaw, then pre-cook it at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes until slightly brown. Now it's time to combine all our ingredients into a bowl and mix them together. Egg mixture, spinach, bacon, onions, feta, mozzarella, Swiss, and Gouda. Using our resurrected whisk, let's make sure everything is combined well. And just in time, our mangled crust arrives. We'll add the mixture and put it in the same 350 degree oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, just enough time for a couple of cocktails. And here's the result. You want to be sure to cook it long enough to get that brown crusty top. But you also want to let it cool for up to 12 hours or else, well, this happens. It becomes a little bit soft and crummy. So let's go in for that all-important cross-section. Underwhelming? Sure, but the true test is the taste. And let me tell you, this has made it to the Clean Plate Club multiple times over the 2 days it took me to create and edit this video. Hope you enjoyed.
It's a scooter shop.
Scooter shop, okay?
It's a scooter shop.
Scooter shop.
Scooter shop. It's a scooter shop. Piece of cake.
All right, you got
Scooter
gloves?
shop. It's a Vespa store.
It's a scooter shop.
It's a scooter shop.
It's a scooter shop, baby! Scooter shop, baby.